Hi, and welcome to the Friday, April 16th batch of Let's Exchange. I am your host, Rahne Alexander, and this is my big day. Today is the day I defend my thesis, so fingers crossed we'll have all of this up and running by the time I go and defend this afternoon. And I'm really hoping that people tune in on Facebook. You can tune in on Facebook at the umbc.imda page on Facebook. And I'm just really hoping that some audience members get to come in and ask me questions at the end because I'm so missing direct connection with audience. So if you can, that would be awesome. And if you can't, it'll be available for you to view later on that same page. So if you've never seen a MFA thesis defense before, this would be your chance. And because I do miss that interaction, I think next week, probably on Thursday on Facebook, I'm just going to do an Ask Me Anything day. So find me on Facebook next week. I'll do an announcement about that and just ask me whatever, and I'm going to answer. I'll give you an answer of some sort, right? And I think I'm also going to aim to do a live music performance because I haven't really done a live music performance in quite some time. So I'm going to aim to do that on May 1st, platform to be determined. So just want to let you know about what's coming up. And oh yeah, before I do, it occurred to me as I was wrapping up with yesterday's batch that yesterday was kind of our Baker artists showcase in a lot of ways. Uh, Three of my guests yesterday, as well as myself, are winners of Baker Artist Awards. This year's class includes myself and Ellen Cherry, who you just heard from, and Melissa Wimbish as part of the Outcalls band. And also Lynn Parks, who's a previous awardee of the Baker Artist Award. And if you're not from Baltimore's art world, the Baker Fund, the William G. Baker Jr. Memorial Fund, and the Greater Baltimore Cultural Alliance, they come together every year and they offer these beautiful, beautiful art prizes to artists who create portfolios. So you can go to bakerartist.org and see all the portfolios of all these wonderful artists in Baltimore. And every year, a few of us are selected, and we get a little bit of money and a little support. And I'm so grateful this year to be an awardee. And anyway, yeah, it just occurred to me that yesterday was kind of our Baker showcase. It didn't intend it to be, but it just kind of happened. So that was a wonderful, wonderful thing. And today is kind of our music day because everybody who is on this show today is a musician in some way, shape, or form, and and is just really, really fantastic. When I originally envisioned this show, I wanted to have a musician on every day and do a performance live on stage, and so we're getting some of those performances in here, of course, and the conversations are really what it's all about ultimately anyway. So yeah, we're going to hear from Easy Jackson. We're going to hear from Georgie Jessup, and we're going to hear from Cynthia too today. So I'm really excited about those folks. Easy Jackson, by the way, there's this really wonderful movie that just went up on Netflix yesterday called Dark City Beneath the Beat. I haven't quite yet seen it. I got to get through my thesis before I do. But Easy is in it, and Hunter Hooligan, who you heard from a little while ago. Hunter is also in that film, and who knows who else is in that really amazing film made by TT, the artist, an amazing, amazing MC and musician and director and creative force that has made that film. And so definitely check out Dark City Beneath the Beat, which is on Netflix now. But listen to Easy before you do that, or after, who knows? Because this is the story we want to keep telling about Baltimore. So today's sick transit letter that's going to come up in just a moment here is a letter that was written by my mother to me in 1983 on my birthday, my 14th birthday. And, one of the things that I wanted to do with this project in performing my mother's letters is, I didn't really want to have I didn't want to have a very polished reading. these letters I've never read out loud. I've of course read them in the book before, but they're difficult. They're challenging to read. And this one from 1983 marks the day that she returned from one of her hospital trips, hospital visits, and was really one of the first times that she was sent home with, or really was the first time she was sent home with a ventilator to help her breathe, because her breathing was something that she couldn't do really on her own unconsciously any longer. So can you imagine not having to think about every breath that you take, every single breath that you take? And that's the conditions in which she was living for 30 years or more. So, which she learned from natural childbirth. I learned, I've had some piece that I hadn't learned. So you'll see in this performance, I get a little, choked up, and because it's really kind of intense, especially in this last year when ventilators have been kind of in the news, in a way that I don't think they ever had before. So you'll get to hear me read this letter that when she got sent home from the hospital with a ventilator. So on my 14th birthday, I got my mother and I got a ventilator in my house. Anyway, enjoy today's show, and we'll be back to talk with Easy Jackson right after this.